beautiful people. Hi, my name is Mia and this is my virtual vanity, a place where we both love makeup and are quite critical of it. And today I don't have any clever pre-intro line to say because I'm honestly, I don't know man, I'm feeling uninspired. I don't have anything funny to say before the intro. You're just gonna have to deal with it. This video is a 3 looks, 1 palette done with this beauty over here, which is the Juvia's Douce palette. This is the outer packaging. It's white and I know it shows that it has like a rainbow reflect in the camera, but it doesn't have that in real life. It's just plain shimmery white. Packaging looks like inside you have 5 mattes. You've got a pastel salmon pink, a hot cold toned pink, a mid-toned brown, a dark chocolatey brown, and then a warmer sort of orangey brown shade. Then you have got 4 shimmers to complete these mattes. You've got a dark gray, a beautiful shimmery pink, which might be my favorite shade of this palette, a white to pink duochrome, and a shimmery aqua green. I've waited for this palette and the Magic Mini for quite a while. I ordered and due to international shipping shenanigans, it took more than 1.5 months to get to me, but it does seem that some things truly are worth the hype. I've really enjoyed using both palettes. The formula is absolutely gorgeous. I don't think I have anything else to say that hasn't been said in 1,000 other Juvia's Place reviews until now, but just a few lines to know in case you really do want to hear my opinion. Their mattes seem to be, I wouldn't say dusty, but I wouldn't say creamy either. They're easy to pick up on the brush and they're easy to blend. Some shades more than others, but generally I found that their mattes do blend themselves and you don't have any issues. You don't have to like work them in and try to make them more pigmented. They get pigmentation from the get-go, or if not from the get-go with the more pastel light shades, maybe from the second pass with the brush. Their shimmers I found a tiny bit crumbly, but that's only in the pan. When you put them on the lid, there is absolutely no fallout that I have found of. They are also best applied with a finger as opposed to with a packing brush, and some of the shades are not true to pan. For example, at least with the Douce palette, this shade is much lighter than it appears in the pan, as is this shade as well. You need multiple passes for it to show true to pan, but otherwise all of these shades I found they performed beautifully and exactly like I expected them to. So just a few things to note: for the shimmers, use your fingers. For the mattes, you might need a second pass if it's not a very intense punchy color. Basically that is it. I don't think I have anything more to add and I don't feel the need to either. Let's just get to the 3 looks. These are the looks that I came up with. You can see them over here. If you're interested in any of those, keep on watching and that's what you're gonna get. For today's eye look, I really want to make center stage that green macarons shade. With a fluffy blending brush, I'm going to take the shade Berry Mousse, this matte sort of cold beige shade, and drag it all over the lid. This one almost doesn't show up on my skin tone. It needs a second pass and I'm not too mad at it. With another fluffy blending blush, I'm taking the shade Crepes and going on the last 3/4 of my crease and the outer V. Wow, this brush just took itself apart. Amazing. But Mama didn't raise a quitter, so I'm gonna finish my job with it. With a tinier blending brush, I'm going to take the shade Custard and put it in the inner portion of my crease and eye, and try to blend these two things in a nice gradient. So I finished the other eye off camera, or well, finished it until at this point, because that brush's complete and utter destruction was as imminent as the heat death of the universe, and I don't have one quite the same, and I don't want to do my eye with different brushes, because then that just adds a variable that I don't want to deal with that. So let's proceed. Packing brush, I'm going to take the shade Mont Blanc, and I add it to the outer corner. It's not showing up. Awkward. Let me try my finger. Oh, it's much lighter than it looks like in the pan. Huh, change of plans then. Fluffy blending brush, and take Chocolat, the brown shade, and put it in the outer V. And on the lower lash line. The flat packing brush, I'm going to do a first pass of macarons and then continue with my finger, because it does show up better when I pack it on with a finger as opposed to a brush. Like trying to cut the crease a bit, but without concealer, because I'm lazy. I'm going to take the shade Crepes and try to blend the edges of the green, so that it goes into a nice gradient into the brown. What I'm doing is doing slight patting motions, very feathery, so that just a bit of pigment gets on there. Let me grab a bit of Chocolat and deepen the situation out. I'm going to take a bit of the color Puffs with a finger and put it in the inner corner as a highlight. Maybe even a bit smack in the center of the lid. I'm curious to see how it would look. Yeah, it made the green shade a bit more luminous, so to say. This is the final look. So I am back. I put concealer and primer again on this eye. I hope I didn't forget to remove any eyeshadow. So let's get down to business. This time I'm going to do a more neutral look, because I find that this palette is quite versatile. You can also do more colorful looks, but also work appropriate ones, if you know what I mean. So let's get started. With a fluffy blending brush, I'm going to grab the shade Creme and put it all over my crease. Again, my base is not set. And I wanted to make a joke about all of your base are belong to us, but I can't find the appropriate place to put it in. Building this color up. With a fluffy blending brush but slightly smaller, I'm taking the shade Crepes, which is this mid-tone warm brown, and adding it into the outer V and then halfway up to my crease. Oh, these two combined make a really nice peachy color. Adding a bit of the same shade on my lower lid. Flatter brush, I'm going to take the same shade and put it halfway up to my eyeball. A tiny blending brush, I'm going to take the shade Chocolat and deepen out the outer V. And I'm doing tiny circular motions just to keep blending that shade. I find that this one doesn't blend as nicely as the others. Like, the others blend themselves. This one, I really gotta work with it. Grab a bit more of the shade Crepes and try to diffuse this dark brown. No, I don't think it's gonna get more blended than this. So with a flat packing brush, I'm going to take the shade Puffs, which is this very beautiful shimmery pink, and I'm going to put it on the first three quarters of my lid, I think. It doesn't show as reflective as it does swatch, so let me try with my finger. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. Blend this out a bit with the shade Creme from earlier. I'm gonna put it here at the edge where the shimmer meets the darkest color to just have a bit of a more subtle gradient. Right where the dark part starts. There we go. Then you can leave the look like this, or you can add a pop of color. I am going to add a bit of the shade Macaroons right on my lower lash line. And because I don't want it to look like a floaty green line, I'm going to grab the shade Chocolat, the darkest brown in the palette, and add it right over here. And I'm also going to grab the same shade Macarons with my finger and pop it in the middle, like right in my outer corner. If you just want an appropriate daytime look, you can just add a champagne shimmer or more of that pink shimmer from earlier, or even the shade Tarte, the Duochrome. And here we have the final look. Let's get on to the next one. So I am not going to lie, this is the second time that I am doing this look. The first time I filmed, I accidentally filmed in macro mode. And for y'all that aren't familiar with this kind of photo video terminology, macro mode is when you try to shoot something very tiny and you want to pick up all of the details, and that's like in insect photography or flower photography, just general very tiny things, and you want to pick every detail possible. And what happened was that I looked like a leather bag because every strand of hair, every pore, everything was just so much more prominent to the video mode, and I'm a vain bitch, so I wasn't gonna post that. So here we are again. I'm first going to grab the shade Creme, which is a pale pink. On certain bases, it doesn't show through the pan. So in the initial video I did, I used this with a satin base and it didn't show through the pan, but now that I have my regular primer and that's not satin, it's showing more as it was supposed to originally show. I'm going to do windshield wiper motions, so wax on, wax off, and build up the color. And I'm quite satisfied with how it is now. I'm going to grab the shade Custard, which is this hot matte pink. We're going to put it in the outer parts of my eye to create a halo eye. I'm gonna just pack it lightly in one corner. Spread it out a bit. Bring it in the other corner. Circular motions. I'm taking it a bit up to blend it into the creme shade from earlier. I'm going to take a flat packing brush and pack the same custard shade on the outer portion of my eyes. Flat packing brush, I'm taking the shade Macarons, which is this shimmery green and packing it in the middle of my lid. And as I go out, my packing motions get lighter and lighter and lighter and just more feathery to blend out the edges. I'm going to add this on the lower lash line as well. Tiny fluffy blending brush. I'm taking the shade Chocolat, which is a very deep matte brown. I'm just taking the lightest amount on my brush and trying to deepen out that pink at the very edges. And I'm going to pop the shade Tart, which is a white to pink duochrome, with my finger right in the inner corner. There we have it. This is the final look. Okay guys, these were the 3 looks that I came up with. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you got a few ideas of your own or you learned something new. I don't know, but what I do know is that it's been really fun working with this palette, and I can't wait to do a 3 looks 1 palette with the Juvia's Magic Mini. So keep tuned for that because that's coming really soon. Again, thanks so much for watching. See you guys the next time. Bye.